Hey y'all, it's Josh. I got a video documenting the modification I made to my Squier Jaguar vintage modified bass. There were a few models of these. This is the one that has the full scale length with the active bass boost circuit. That circuit is the focus of this modification. Originally, I referred to a video made by the creator guitarist 5530. There appears to be another channel with the name Guitar Gut, so that 5530 is important. Anyway, in his video, which will be tagged with a card or linked in the description, he shows us how to cut out that active bass boost circuit, and turn the bass back into a passive bass with a more classic Fender tone. Additionally, in the comment section, a user pointed out a step that could be changed that would allow you to do the same mod with one less soldering point, and I took that advice. That particular mod leaves you with a completely passive bass, but with no access to the boost circuit at all, and you now have a useless knob on the front. While I generally prefer the passive sound, I like the idea of having the option of switching between passive and active. So as a secondary mod, I inserted a triple pole double throw switch. So originally you're going to see me explaining that original mod, showing what wires I cut and which ones were spliced. In a nutshell, that mod cuts the input and output wires to the boost circuit and splices them together, effectively bypassing it. Since I had already done that mod, the next clip is me undoing that mod so I can demonstrate what the bass sounds like originally with the boost circuit in, and that will sound like this. Cool. The next thing I did was undo the undo so I could start the new mod, adding in the triple pole double throw switch. But before I get into that, here's what it sounded like with the bass boost cut out. This is the passive sound. So, as far as the switch, I can't remember if I ordered it from DigiKey or Mouser.com, but either of them should have this switch or a similar switch that you can use. Again, that's a triple pole double throw. In order for that switch to work as intended, I had to make a Y split on the wire going to the output jack, and I had to clip the live wire between the battery and the boost circuit. And then I connected the wires according to this diagram of how the switch works. So essentially, B is the line from the tone pot. So the sound of both pickups is run through their individual volume switches and then collectively goes to the tone pot. And from that tone pot, there's an output wire. So B is that output wire. You connect that to B, and that on the switch will either go to A, which would be the direct output to the output jack, or C, it will go into the boost circuit. E on the switch diagram is the output wire of the boost circuit. So that output wire will either be switched to go to D, which does nothing, I left that open, or it'll be switched to go to F, which is wired to the output jack, which is why I had to do that Y split on the output jack wire. And then H is the live wire from the battery to the boost circuit. So it either goes to G, which is nothing, again I left that open, or it goes to I, which closes that circuit and connects it to the power boost, connects power to the boost circuit. Once I got that all wired up, I measured incorrectly and ruined one pit guard trying to drill the hole for the switch. After that, I measured correctly about 7 times before I drilled the second hole. The second hole was right. The second hole in a second pit guard. This got costly. But the second hole was right. The second pit guard was right. I attached the switch, and now